Matt, it's great to see you. Thank you for having me here. It's so exciting to be back.
Yeah, it's lovely to have you here at the SoCal Sound.
I just dug up a video of the last time I was here. My hair was a different color. I was younger, fresher. I'm wiser now, though.
Let me tell you something.
Wiser.
You are still a fierce, amazing woman.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
You know, so I'm very, very happy to have you here today. We all are.
Thank you. You ready for a song?
I certainly am.
I'm going to start with one you might know.
Her face is a map of the world, is a map of the world. You can see she's a beautiful girl, she's a beautiful girl. Everything around her is a silver pool light. People who's around her feel the benefit of it, it made you count. She holds you captivated her proud. Suddenly I see, this is what I wanna be. Suddenly I see why the hell it means so much to me. This is what I wanna be. Suddenly I see why the hell it means so much to me. Woo! And I feel like walking the world, like walking the world. You can hear she's a beautiful girl, she's a beautiful girl. Fills up every corner like she's born in black and white. Makes you feel warmer when you're trying to remember what you heard. She likes to leave you hanging on a word. Suddenly I see, this is what I wanna be. Suddenly I see why the hell it means so much to me. This is what I wanna be. Suddenly I see why the hell it means so much to me. And she's taller than most. She's looking at me. I can see her eyes looking from the page of a magazine. Makes me feel like I could be a tower, big strong tower, yeah. Party B, party give, party C, yeah, yeah. Party B, party give, party C, yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, oh. Suddenly I see. 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 Party B, party girl, party C, yeah, yeah. 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 Suddenly I see, this is what I wanna be. Suddenly I see why the hell it means so much to me. This is what I wanna be. Suddenly I see why the hell it means so much to me. Oh yeah, yeah. Suddenly I see why the hell it means so much to me. Oh yeah, yeah. Suddenly I see why the hell it means so much to me.
What a great song. I love that track.
Thank you so much. It's still fun to play it.
It's such a great tune. And, you know, I think I remember around the time that it was released as the singles when I was doing for a while VH1 Top 20 Countdown in the States here, as well as, obviously after the MTV stuff, and a bunch of shows. So, but I remember when the video first came out for that song, and I was like, man, this is just such a great song.
Oh,
we
thank
played it
you.
on the air a lot on Sirius XM as well. And I was, but yeah, it's so great to be here with you all these years later that we are hanging out. I couldn't have been more excited that you were coming in, KT. How did it feel when it came time to do this special edition of Eye to the Telescope? Were you presented with a situation where you had a lot of these things, some of the, like those great BBC sessions where you're doing everything from like Tangled Up in Blue, which I love your version of.
Yeah, that was great. It was
Dylan.
actually Billy Bragg was putting together a Bob Dylan tribute show and asked me at the time if I could join in, and of course I desperately wanted to and said yes immediately. And I just thought, do you know what? I'm going to play Tangled Up in Blue. I love that song. And then I found out it's got like 350 verses. And I had to like memorize all of them. And now when I get drunk, I have Tangled Up in Blue competitions with my friends in bars to see if we can actually remember all the lyrics.
That's fantastic. It's true. I mean, Blood on the Tracks, there's definitely a lot of lyrics on that record. It's
I love
a great
that.
album.
I love that album. It's so
great.
I think, when I was thinking about this first album of mine, it's just these like super personal, quite tiny songs. They're nothing's about. Even though Suddenly I See ended up being used for a kind of anthemic opening to Devil Wears Prada, I didn't write it about that. I wrote that song looking at the cover of Horses by Patti Smith, and I was just like, I just want to be her. And the whole thing is about that Robert Mapplethorpe picture.
Yeah, was that one of those things that as you were coming up as a young girl and becoming a young lady, was Patti Smith one of the artists that was so important to you? Horses and
I mean, I can't say that I'm like a complete archivist on Patti Smith's work. I'm more like get really into single albums.
Yes.
I think Beck is one of the only artists where I really know the back catalogue, and I just got addicted to every single album that he made. But I have these relationships with records. I have a picture of Chrissie Hynde in my studio, which is very important to me. She's definitely, in terms of like writing, performing, lyrics, package, and voice, she's amazing. But Patti is just one of, like Bob Dylan, is just a poet, and I think it's a mistake to think that just because you write lyrics, you're writing poetry. I don't think they're the same thing. But there's the odd artist like Patti and like Bob, who I think I took on Patti and Bob. But, that write poetry when they're writing lyrics, which I think is rare.
Yeah, she's amazing. You mentioned Pretenders too. Was it that first album, or was it one of the first three?
I remember the first Pretenders record I got was at university, and I got just the greatest hits.
Yes,
and I got to know the whole, their whole kind of popular catalog, and then went a bit deeper. And then I was lucky enough to open for them. I went on tour with Simple Minds. And it was Simple Minds, then Pretenders, then me. It was just the most insanely cool experience. And I met Chrissie, and I was just like fangirling too hard. I just found it was too hard to make friends with her because I was just too kind of overwhelmed. But she kept shouting me out on stage and saying, "You got to see Katie Tunstall." And then she'd like dedicate Brass in Pocket to me. It was just insane. And then at the end of the tour, she goes, "Katie Tunstall really inspires me." And I was like, what are you talking about? You're Chrissie. Am I allowed to swear, by the way? Can I curse? Is that cool?
No.
I'm not allowed to curse. So I can't say verbatim what she said to me. I went and found her afterwards. I said, what do you mean I inspire you? And she goes, "You're just so friendly."
That's amazing.
I was like, okay, I understand that. She was like, "I could never do that."
Yeah. Yeah, she's amazing, and of course, if she, with Chrissie, if she likes you, also if she doesn't, I think that she
is just what you expect.
I love.
There's no veil with her.
And I'm glad she likes me, because that's one of those things that would have been devastating, but she does, which is cool. But I know that deal because she's really upfront and very straightforward.
Completely.
There's no veil there.
It's great to meet someone like that, for sure.
And what about, I'm going to quickly ask you too, KT, you talked about some of those albums you have those incredible relationships with. And
Yes.
you mentioned two there. Tell me, are there a couple others in particular? You
Yeah,
mentioned
absolutely.
three,
I mean,
actually.
oh my God, we could have this conversation for years on end. But I definitely, one of the first CDs I ever bought was Bone Machine by Tom Waits.
Yeah.
My gothy uni friend said, "You've got to buy a Tom Waits record." And I just picked up the first one I found, and it was Bone Machine, and it's got that super weird cover of a kind of blue cover with the screaming face. And I thought he was a black guy when I listened to this record. I didn't know what he looked like. And it was really transformative for me when I listened to that record. And I still find it very formative when I'm making records, because I always thought to myself that he'll just like hit a cardboard box with a boot rather than spend $10,000 on a plugin to make it sound like that, you know?
Yeah.
It's very real. And I just thought, you know, I didn't know what he looked like. I didn't know what his background in music was. I thought he was just an old blues guy. And then I was like, oh, you can just make what you want. And that was sort of pretty liberating for me. You don't have to sing perfectly. It's actually kind of a little bit dull to me when you sing just perfectly all the time. I want to hear some crack. I want to hear some failing on my records.
Yeah, you those sort of the things you grow to love, because
Yes.
those imperfections are
Yes,
just
I made one record, Invisible Empire, Crescent Moon, on tape, and that was such a good lesson that you're not like looking for perfection. You're looking for the best take. You're looking for the best feel, the best, and there's going to be mistakes in it, you know. But Hunky Dory, David Bowie, that would be another one that I just stuck my head inside the speakers and listened to it 10 times in a row.
Yeah, it's such a great album.
Yeah, it's
certainly.
extraordinary.
I love that. And so what song would you like to do for us next, KT?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to do something really special, Matt. I'm going to play a song I've never, ever played before.
That'd be great.
It's a brand new song, but I have to change guitars, and I've got to take these headphones off for one second.
We'll do that. That sounds great.
But basically, I told myself that with the 20th anniversary of the record and the 20th anniversary of Devil Wears Prada, the movie, I would write a celebratory follow-up song.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I set myself a little challenge, and it was super fun. And I wrote a song that's basically like the sequel. This is my Suddenly I See 2.
Oh, great. So people are going to get to hear it
in theaters from today.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, it's called Look at Me Now.
Look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me now. Did it work out? Did you leave them in the dust? Everybody heard how chased your wildest dreams of wonderlust. None of it means a thing. look at me now.
Yeah, that sounds
Good
great.
Lord. That was edge of seat stuff, Matt.
It was great, though.
Good Lord.
KT Tunstall, everybody. Brett, the first time you hear that, Look at Me Now, which is a new song, and I love the fact that you wrote that as a sequel to Suddenly I See.
I know, I can rip myself off. It's great with the lyrics.
And you're allowed to.
I'm allowed to. No one's coming for me.
That's it, which is great. So, KT, so tell me about it. Was it fun to revisit some of these songs and stuff and then go through some of the bonus tracks and different performances? Because there's also the Radiohead song, too. We should mention that. Right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, one of my favorite bands of all time. I'm sure many people feel the same. But Fake Plastic Trees was one of the ones I did on the sessions. But I think, it was really crazy because the album turned 20 and I turned 50 the same year.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have to do something great for my birthday. And so I'd never headlined the Royal Albert Hall in London. And I sort of cooked this idea up a couple of years ago. And I thought, I'm going to play the whole record in order, start to finish, for the fans. But, that's like 49 minutes or something. So we're going to have to do something else. And so what I used to do when I was growing up in London, I grew up in Scotland, but once I moved down to London, I used to have these birthday parties where my musician friends, instead of giving me presents, would learn a really funny cover. It would be like Amadeus by Franco, or like, I don't know, Shut Up Your Face or something like that.
Yeah.
It was real, but they'd play it really well. They'd do these amazing covers. And I thought, why don't I just do that for 5,000 people in the Royal Albert Hall, but get like my celebrity pals to come and play. And the most amazing thing about it was that no one knew about the second half. I kept it was a surprise party for the crowd. And we had Natalie Imbruglia, Rick Astley, Melanie C, Sporty Spice, and Roger Daltrey.
Yeah, which is
Came
so
out.
great.
And and the craziest thing was, I asked, I'd gone out and supported Roger, and we'd got on great, and he's such a fantastic man and just very down to earth, and I just thought, I'll ask him and he'll probably say no. And he just wrote straight back, he says, Kasia, I'd love to do it, but you need to tell me what to play because I can't choose. So I found myself listening to The Who on my headphones, choosing which song Roger Daltrey was going to sing on my birthday. So this is the best birthday present any girl could ever imagine. Of course, I chose Won't Get Fooled Again. But I think what a very wise person said to me once, that if you're on stage, you're either you grew up loved too much or not loved enough. And I always thought that was very funny, but also very poignant.
Yeah.
And I think there was always this kind of reaching for some sort of belonging and approval for me. I'm adopted, and it just comes with a load of baggage. And I think that's what it was. It was just sort of looking for where I belonged. And as soon as I found musicians in my hometown in St Andrews, I was like, oh, these are my people. And there was a real need to get on stage and play. And I feel like in the last 20 years, I'm very lucky. I'm very grateful that I got to realize a dream. Not many people get to do that. And I feel now like a completely changed relationship where playing and doing gigs actually just really feels very purposeful, where it's getting people together in person, in these days of screens and in these days of people kind of deciding they don't like each other before they even know that much about each other. And so I feel like actually what I do now is helpful. And I really enjoy it in that way. And but a lot of me could kind of just disappear up a mountain and make pottery. I've done a lot of touring, but I do still love the gig, and I still love playing for people. I still love writing. I still love making music.
Yeah, I mean, it absolutely shows and shines through.
Oh, thank you.
In such a big way. And I mean, it's amazing that you found the people in your town. That's kind of what you have to do. You got to find your tribe, and I think that's one of the things that's great about being kind of that in that period too, is being forced to go out and meet people and finding people with a similar drive and feeling, because about music being their path, their only path, and what they really want to do, and figure it out.
I play with Brandy Carlisle quite a lot, and she always just says it so well. It's just misfits. It's just these.
We are all outsiders and misfits.
It's just people, weird people who don't want a conventional life, and sort of, I've always felt that it's just not an option for me to have a kind of, and every time I feel convention creeping in, these alarms start going off, and I have to change what I'm doing.
Yeah,
it's always been that way.
But I think it's one of the great things.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's a good radar, I think, for me.
Yeah, growing up in Scotland before you moved down to London, there's always been some really great Scottish music too.
Oh my God! Like crazy good.
Yeah, and so can we mention that for a minute? Like, talk about some of the Scottish bands that have been
like from Average White Band to Eurythmics to Garbage to it just goes. Franz Ferdinand.
Shirley. Yeah, Lloyd Cole and the Commotions back in the day, Mary Chain, like all these different people, right? For
Edwyn Collins, it's crazy. There's so many. Like
Orange Juice, Edwyn Collins, and I'm glad he's doing better.
Absolutely. And Texas, and there's just so many. There's so many powerful female vocalists from Scotland as well. There's some kind of like Viking warrior stuff in the water, I think.
Yeah.
I have a theory about countries with bad weather, that they always make really good music. Yeah. Everyone's like forced into the garage.
Yeah. Which is, exactly.
No one's out having fun skateboarding.
Yeah.
No one can do that. You get blown off.
Yeah. So it's like, the weather is insane.
Yeah.
But that's...
having said that, there's some great LA bands, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but I got to say that this has just been, for me, exciting to have you back in.
Thank you.
And to get to do something. I've been here... SoCal Sound, it actually, if you don't count the time I was off when I had my stroke a year ago. And
I'm glad you're better.
And I'm so grateful to be alive. I got to tell you, Katie, thank you. And, I'm continuing to improve. But I got to say,
it shows that you love what you do, because something like that is going to make you pivot if you realize it's not your passion. So I'm very glad that it's still your passion.
Oh, yeah. I'd never lose the passion for old and new artists and music, and trying to bring people across some kind of finish line. But we love to be supportive. There's everybody here, and Nick Harcourt sends his love too. He
love to you, Nick. I miss you.
So and Nick made sure I took him to.
And listen, you guys, you're the makers of our dreams, because I've got such fond memories of coming and playing radio show after radio show, and it's the support that you get after you leave, where the DJ keeps playing you.
Yeah,
it changes your life. So thank you to all the radio folks.
Yeah, we've got a great crew here.
Yeah,
and we just love having you here. And so, KT, you do another song for us?
I'd love to. I just feel like I should finish with the OG.
Yeah, it's such a great song. It never loses its power.
Can I ask you what I should listen to? Something new that you've heard that you love?
Oh my God, there's a bunch of different things.
Give me something. I need to download something.
What have you been familiar with lately from overseas there that you've heard? Or anything?
Let me think. What am I being? Did you see that amazing video of what's it called? It's called something like Angine de Poitin or something. Yeah. Did you see that?
And it's French, absolutely.
It's amazing.
I love that.
I absolutely love that. I've got very into my instrumental stuff. I've been diving more into Krungben, because they're fantastic, and listening to more jazz, actually, because I'm getting older, obviously. So that's what you do.
Yeah. Is there any jazz in particular that you...
I'm trying to educate myself on the classic stuff. So and as I said, like, I've always been into sort of single albums, but I've been going into Miles Davis's back catalogue a bit more, which has been just terrifyingly brilliant. But there's actually a project I'm about to start, Matt, which I'd love to talk to you more about another day, but it's called 100 Years, 100 Women. And I'm going to be doing an album of 10 songs per year for the next 10 years, which is a collection of a song from each decade since the 1920s up until the 2020s. So I'm going to be doing this deep dive into this, into a lot of older blues and jazz stuff from the 20s to the 50s. So that's going to be super interesting.
That is going to be incredible.
It's going to be incredible. So I love this idea of like releasing a collection of music. It's just me and one instrument, every song. So it's all acoustic covers. And you're going to have me singing Big Mama Thornton next to me singing Lady Gaga, or, you know, Melissa Etheridge next to, Minnie Riperton or something.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a real education. I can't wait. I'd love to come and play some covers for you.
You'll have to do that. We would love that. Absolutely.
Yeah, and talk about it more.
Yeah, KT will definitely have you back as soon as you would do that and then come back to the States.
Thank you.
But so much love for you.
Yeah, you too. Love you.
And thank you so much for coming in today.
It's such a pleasure. It really is. I love doing things like this. It's where the real stuff is.
Yeah, and you sound great, by the way.
Thank you.
You sound fantastic.
I've got all my bells and whistles with me today. But yeah, so this is the one. This is the song that started off on a tour of Barnes and Noble in America. Yeah. And I got all the jazzercise ladies on my side because they'd been listening to this at their classes.
It's great.
Woo, 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 Well, my heart knows me better than myself, so I'm gonna let it do all the talking. Came across a place in the middle of nowhere with a big black horse and a cherry tree. Felt a little fear upon my back, said don't look back, just keep on walking. The big black horse said look this way, he said hey day will you marry me? But it said no, 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 you're not the one for me. No, 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 you're not the one for me. No, 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 no. And my heart hit a problem in the early hours, so I stopped it dead for a beat or two. But I got some caught and shouldn't have done it. Won't forgive me after all this, yeah. So I sent it to a place in the middle of nowhere with a big black horse and a cherry tree. And it won't come back 'cause it's all so happy now. I got a home for the world to see, yeah. And I said, Lord, not the one for me. No, 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 you're not the one for me. Not the one for me, yeah. Woo. Say no, 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 you're not the one for me. Oh, well, no, no, no. The one for me. All right, we were talking about Scottish women being vocal powerhouses. Gonna pay some respects.
All right, KT, that was great. Great
Thank
version
you.
of Black Horse and the Cherry Tree. Loved it, and it's so great to have you. Thank you for coming and hanging out and doing the show with me today.
Thank you so much. My pleasure always.
Yeah, we all love you here at the SoCal Sound, and it's good to have you over and doing shows again too, which is so great.
Loving it. And I'm doing most of my shows. I'm doing solo too, so it's always just a good challenge.
Fantastic. So thank you, KT. Thank you for coming in and doing this with us. I want everybody to
Thank
go
you.
check out. If you got to check out this special edition of the album. I have a telescope. And what is it called? The Stargazer?
It's called the Stargazer edition. Yeah.
Right?
And there's also like 2 or 3 songs from that time that I didn't release. And one of them is actually a title track. It's called Eye to the Telescope. And I'd never finished it. And so I finally did 20 years. It took 20 years to write that song.
That's cool, though.
Yeah, really cool.
Revisit that and then spend
Yeah,
time doing
really
it,
fun.
which is great. And so, like I said, and some of the amazing live stuff on there, people, you got to check it out. It's great.
Thank you, Matt.
So, KT, thank you so much for coming and being with us
Yeah,
today.
my pleasure, always.
KT Tunstall, everybody, right here at the SoCal Sound. Hey, it's Matt Pinfield here. You just watched something pretty special, and trust me, there's a whole lot more of that on this channel. Click into this next session and keep the music going. If you're into discovering great artists and hearing the stories behind the songs, subscribe and hang with us here at the SoCal Sound.